Good morning, 420 Virgo. How are you doing? What's up, CDP? What's going on? This is Thankful Thursday. Um, you all, it is pretty bad in Texas. Um, certain sides of San Antonio are getting hit hard. As you all know, that there was a tornado that touched down in the northwest portion of San Antonio near Six Flags, near the Rim, in Leon Springs area. But there's a whole lot of rain in Valley, um, Ozona, and some of these places don't get a whole lot of rain, so I can imagine how it is. So, and the Guadalupe River is really rising at this particular point. So, places like Kerrville and Comfort, Texas, they're going to be vastly affected. Now, I'm not that far from the Guadalupe River. I'm not close to it, but I usually do a lot of tubing down the Guadalupe because that's when the river is calm. That's what we do. So it is still raining in Texas. So I've pretty much told staff when it's safe to come to work, come to work. You know. So yes, I don't remember blocking you out of the chat, Stefan. So that's incorrect because if you were blocked, I wouldn't be able to see you right now. So I don't know what that's about. But I did not block you because I would have told you. But no, I didn't block you. Thank you, Coffee Beans. So anyway, you all, I'm very concerned. There is another unaliving of a black man. This time, his name is Daniel Irving from Dallas. Daniel and two of his Caucasian friends went fishing. Daniel did not come back, and the friends hid evidence, which is a third-degree felony. So I am following that story now. Ben Crump is extremely busy. When Ben Crump is busy, there are problems. And so not only is Ben Crump dealing with the Nolan Wells situation, now he has a situation with an 18-year-old, and his name is Daniel Irving. And and I'm just like, are our black kids too trusting? I don't know. Is this the guy they say jumped off the bridge into the river? That's what they said. That's the one. That is the one. That is the one. Oh, you saying Jelly Jar blocked you after giving? Well, I don't really know what to say. I really don't know what to say, Stefan. I really don't. Well, we're on current events, but I think this is really something. You all, we have Nolan Wells, mysterious death, and now we have Daniel Irving out of Dallas, mysterious death. Um, Stefan, you got to ask yourself why are people upset when I don't talk about them? We don't do commentary. I don't watch. So, what's the real problem? And you got to ask yourself if this individual is not engaging, what's going on with you? And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of insecurity. It's a lot of people needing validation. People want attention. And I'm sorry, I don't have low self-esteem. and I don't engage that stuff because, again, this is why I am doing what I'm doing right now, because the people who were with you are always going to be with you, no matter what you do. And I'm glad that some people are moving elsewhere because the numbers aren't important. You can always build a new audience, but some people can't go with you. Some people are not meant to go with you, and that's it. And I'm not saying that I'm better than somebody, but the seasons has changed over here. I don't have time to go back and forth with people and argue with people I don't know, people who really are not significant in my life. I mean, we've had a season of a reality show, but I'm like Eva and Kim Fields. The housewife thing now, we did it. It's over. We move on. And that's how I feel about it. But if you're just joining me, you all, we have another black man, 18-year-old Daniel Irving, who was unalived mysteriously. They said that he jumped off of a bridge, but the friends have been charged with third-degree felony for hiding evidence. What that evidence is, we don't know yet, but it sounds very suspicious to me. And it's the same thing almost as Nolan Wells, uh, friends of a different hue, going fishing, and they don't come back. And so Ben Crump is doing that. And let me say this, you all. I know a lot of people get upset with Ben Crump, but at the end of the day, he's only doing what some people wouldn't do. And my thing is, some people, I'm sorry, Ben Crump gets attention. If these families would not have gone to him, some of this stuff would have been on the back burner. It would have just went into obscurity, and no one would have ever known. So I understand why some of these families do that, because if you want the spotlight on what happened to your child, then you're going to do what you need to do. Oh my God, I didn't know about the courtroom. And do you know that there are two more deaths that are not being publicized of black men? So I'm gonna get to that, but it's a lot. I didn't know about the courthouse shooting in North Carolina. I did not know about that. Wow. Um. So this is what I got a question that I got to ask you, Stephen. Why did you give the money, and what were you looking to get out of giving that content creator money? Because when people give me money, it's because they like the entertainment. But they're not trying to control. They're not. They're just doing that. So that's my question to you, because you've gone through the ringer with this person more than once. You was a supporter. What type of supporter? What type of supporter were you? You said you were a supporter. What type of supporter? What type of supporter? And I'm asking this question because it seems like you wanted something. Okay. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what's going on over at people. But y'all, let me say this: the only person that I heard this morning was Honest Rowe, and Honest Rowe, move on. Honest Rowe, trust people's actions, not their words. People can say a lot of things, but their actions can do a whole lot. People say, "Oh, I like Jay," but their actions are competitive. Their actions are entrapment. And this is why I look at people with the side eye. And I always look at what angle are you trying to come up with? Because people have angles. And so if you are through with Shakim, then be done with it. Unless you like the strife and you like to engage in the back and forth. And maybe that's some people's content. Now, I'm going to be very honest. Not knowing and not caring is my content. Letting people talk, the content is my content. I'm being honest. I don't care if she unsubbed the sub. It doesn't matter to me. I don't take that personal. Okay, Prince of Sheba. Can I say this, you all? I don't care if people sub or unsub. I was never friends with Catherine. Catherine came. She had a platform that she can come to, and she chose not to come back, and that's her choice. Everybody has a choice. I don't force people to do anything. I don't beg people to come on the platform. But if she unsubbed, okay, that's something she had to do. If that's going to make her life better, and if that's going to help her grow and move on, then I'm for it. I don't want anybody to be unhappy. I don't want anyone to feel stifled and that they're being held back. And that's the honest truth. So I pray that she gets the help that she needs. And to be honest, I am glad that she is doing things on her own because there's there 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 are some major issues there, and something is not adding up. That elevator is not going all the way to the top, and I refuse to engage in that type of behavior. And to be honest now, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So if that's what she has to do, I'm not hurt at all. That's her decision. She's a grown woman. She makes her choices, and all I can say is God bless, and I hope she gets the healing that she needs. And that's the God honest truth. I have a question. I don't know what kind of content she's doing, but do you think that content is good for her? Do you think that it is going to be growth? I mean, do you think it's going to last? So if you're just joining me, we're talking about a variety of things on this morning, this rainy morning in Texas. Um, if you didn't know, there's a young man named Daniel Irving. Um, his his unaliving is under mysterious circumstances. They said he jumped off of a bridge, and his parents do not believe him. Two of his friends, just like the Nolan Wells situation, came to pick him up, and he did not come back from their fishing trip. And so the mom and the dad are very concerned. Now, I heard that the friends have been charged with third degree felonies because they tampered with evidence. What that tampering consists of, we do not know. But we've had another situation of an African American, a young African American man being unalive again. So, yeah, y'all, it's scary. It is really scary out there. What's going on with our young men, and we should be concerned because I've been reading that there are two more cases, and I want to investigate them more of two other black men besides Nolan Wells and Daniel Irving that have died under mysterious circumstances. So I really want to investigate that, and then I'm going to talk about that. Somebody said no, it's shrinking. She ain't gonna be able to grow. Talking about her swollen ankle. I don't know nothing about that. My God, not swollen ankles, Jesus. So anyway, I wish her well. I wish all of the content creators well. I don't have time to go watch, folks, because again, why? And my thing is this: we can't even celebrate people. Yeah, Liberian. Liberian. It does make you ponder. It does make you ponder. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but it does make you ponder a little bit, Liberian girl. Fridge Nat, Fridge Nat, that is, I can assure you that that is absolutely false. I have never met the man. I have never conversed with the man. I still don't know anything about that church other than what people have been saying. So that is not true. That is somebody's paranoia, somebody's delusion, because that is not true. And you all know that's not true. I don't know that particular pastor. Y'all pray for Catherine. And I'm serious about that. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Pray for that lady because she's not well. In her mind, all of that stuff is going on. In her mind, she'll take something and believe it, and it's fact in her mind. And the sad part about it is people are pushing that mental illness. They're pushing that foolishness, and they're pushing her to do things, and they know that lady is not well. And a lot of people never liked her, period. So they're celebrating in this. They are jubilant about her struggles and challenges. They are. And I just say get help. I just say get help. Because how she frames this, she almost frames it like she knows this man. She frames it like her and this man have had conversation. And I mean, to be honest, you all, I thought she really knew the man. And then when I found out that she never met him, I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Something is not right. So it's she needs help. And I don't think that it's hilarious. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's comical. I think that she needs help. together. Let me tell you something. I I shouldn't say a light came on, but something is wrong when people can't celebrate you. When people are so bitter and so angry and they can't celebrate you. Let me give you a prime example. When Brianna graduated, and I'm bringing this up, when Brianna graduated, I was truly happy that Sis had completed her degree. It takes discipline, it takes focus, and she completed it. And regardless of what anybody thinks, she completed it. I put all of that beef stuff aside to celebrate Brianna because when you are secure in who you can celebrate others. You don't have to be nasty. You can honestly, genuinely celebrate others. But when I saw people trying to just diminish her accomplishments, I'm like, are you serious? And that says a lot. When people try to diminish your accomplishments and or try to one up your and I'm like, something is wrong with these people. Here is a black woman who didn't go to school right away, went into the field of work, probably figured that, hey, to really get promoted and do what I need to do, I needed to invest in myself, which Brianna did. She invested in herself, got a degree, and the people trying to diminish that, like, what school you went to? No, the fact that she did it and that she was proud of her accomplishment, that was good enough for me. And I mean, I'm real about that because, again, that's what she did. She invested in herself. And I guess she's still on her weight loss journey. I'm not going to discourage her, having being heavy at one point myself. But when people can't celebrate you and they're always trying to diminish, something is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have gone and went off, but when people are really doing something, we celebrate mediocrity. And when somebody is investing in themselves, then it's what it shows me is people are they are projecting their insecurity. And I don't want to be around people like that. And that's the honest truth. But I shouldn't have to leave. And I'm not. But I just think it's sad that even in that situation, we can't even celebrate the person. Because we're so wounded that we have to, beat them up. So, yeah, I see certain things, but hey, everybody is different. I just don't engage in all that foolishness anymore. Let me see what y'all say. Okay, Fridge Nap. I'm reading y'all comments. Well, I'm gonna let people do what they want to do. You all, I just, Can I be nasty? Yes. Have I roasted and gagged? Yes. But my thing is, I don't have time to engage when a lot of stuff is going on that will adversely impact our people. Um, and I just observe. And I'm going to be real. I think Catherine really needs to go talk to somebody. I think she needs to get help. I like Catherine. I think Catherine is a nice person. I just think that Catherine is a little misguided right now, and something is not adding up. Um, you know, some of the stuff that's been said, she's gone through trauma, and I think some of this trauma can really click somebody to having these thoughts, and it seems like she gets attached to people or have a liking to people, and then all of a sudden that person becomes real to her, her friend, or you know. And I don't understand how her and this man never had a conversation. Never had a conversation, but she acts as if that this man and her talk on the phone every night. Something is just not right. So, yeah. Locked and lovely, you can say something. Look, you all I'm going to say is this: let these people do their life. This is how they do. I ain't mad at them. There's a time and place for everything. And I've been in the beef sector for a long time. And I'm not going anywhere. I just don't have time to engage in the foolishness. I can see it, I can analyze it, but to engage in it, I'm good. I'm good. So what's going on now, you all? Let me tell you something. Never do a deal with the devil because you will have to pay. So all of these people who bow down the knee to Donald Trump, he is using them now. The art of the deal is to place people in a precarious situation and get enough intel and information on them so you can use it against them later. Sounds familiar? So that's what's going on with Donald Trump and these lawyers now. So I'm looking at this thing play out. Um, I spoke on it already, locked and lovely. Okay. What's up, Ben? Fridge Nat, okay. I don't watch. It's just speculation. And yeah, it's speculation. And if they want to meet, oh well, call me bean. You know, I think it's funny. When this started, I said, hey, look, pull that post down. You don't have, you don't have, yeah, yeah, you all, let me say this. When Catherine started putting these things up, the only thing that I was thinking about is lawsuits and court appearances, and that church was going to get her. Because my thing is, if they were doing all that already to her, then that was just a light. Think of what they could really do to you with 20,000 members, a lot of influential people. I'm like, Niche, you need to chill out. Not only because of the court, but because of, you know, You don't know who knows who and what people are capable of. So, it was more for her safety, not because I was colluding with the church. And I kept telling her, you don't need to tell everybody your whole life. You don't need to explain things to people. As long as you know, don't worry about that. And as soon as these people get a little attention and a little notoriety, I've seen it. You know why I've seen it? Because when we started doing YouTube, I used to tell people, do not get caught up in what these people say. Do not take these people personally. Do your do your show and leave. People could never do that. They would let emotions get the best of them. And this is what they do, right? And unfortunately, they get caught up. And I think this is what has happened. And the unfortunate part about it is the same people that do this, they will turn. So when people telling Catherine that Jay Wilson didn't do this and he used, no, absolutely not. Jay Wilson know how people are. Jay Wilson knows that people who don't care, I know people who don't care for me will use somebody, and I'm like, you're being used. And regardless of what you say about me, I don't take you seriously. I'm not emotionally attached to you either. I don't owe you anything. I just do a show. I come on and do my show and leave. That's how I feel. So it doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is people don't see it. And then in the end, everybody was like, Jay, you was right, and not because I see it. I see it. And so I see what's happening. And if that lady is picked up and put in an insane asylum or a state hospital, none of those people will be there to support her because she was just content. That's it. Why am I going to go out on a limb and help a person? Now you see what the. Let me tell you something. If you want to see who the real person is, look at a situation like this. It'll show you. It will show you what people will do. People love you when you agree with them. People love you when you're on top. But baby, when something shifts, those same people will be gone. This is why I am not impressed by numbers and these folk, because you can have all the numbers today and the folk will be gone tomorrow. People are fickle. You hear me? This is why you need to know. I don't care if there's number 50 people in here. As long as my AdSense check is coming in, I'm good. Yeah, and I think that's the best thing. What's up, Viv? I think that's the best thing because now you don't need to come over here, and I'm good with that. I think that may have been a traumatic event that has brought this on. Now I don't know if that story is true that she was selling her kulala. I don't know. They said they heard it out of her own mouth, but that could be traumatic. There are a lot of things. This is why I don't judge that lady. This is why I'm not going down to the depths with her because I think something has really triggered her that she thinks like this. And I'm not going to fight against someone who shows signs of instability and unstableness. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I have been, but especially in this situation because this is a delicate situation, and it could be seen as bullying if you know that this person is not psychologically fit, and you continue to bother, pick, and pick. So all I'm saying is get help, get help. And if you don't think that you are crazy, then go find out. That's all I'm gonna say. Can I say something to Stephen? If that's really Stephen, I don't know if that's really Stephen down there. Stephen, stop telling everybody how you felt and you gave money and supported people. People love that. People love that. They love your discontent and dissatisfaction. They love that. It makes them feel good. And you coming over here to tell only helps them because it makes them feel good. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. That's all I'm gonna say. Stop doing that, Stephen. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? Stephen, stop doing that. People really get a high off of your discontent. They really get joy out of your disappointment. I think ZX needs to be very careful because if that lady is mentally unstable, that could come back to bite him. All right, Miss Patricia, come on now. Yeah, that could come back to bite him. I think he really needs to leave that lady alone. That lady is not stable, and he could cause her to go off on the deep end. And I think that he needs to leave her alone. He goes after a lot of people. I just don't think she's the one he should go after right now. And I think he goes after her because she's vulnerable and she's in a. I don't think she's in a stable state right now. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but as far as my observation and what you all are telling me, her conversations are, I think that she's not stable. And one thing I noticed before this all became apparent, she can't move on. If there's something that she has to prove, she can't get off of it. She remains stuck on it, and she can't move on. And I see that a lot. And so yeah, but I don't think that she's the person that he really needs to be picking on because I think that can really come back to bite him in the end. FridgeNet, FridgeNet, I don't know anything about that. I'm not in that. I don't watch her, and I don't watch Audio Pope, so I don't know what's going on, and I'm really not interested in it because, yeah, even the situation with Honest Row and Shakim, Honest Row, move on. Honest Row, you have a career, you have a vehicle, you're taking care of business, you know, you're moving up in your job. Why continue to fight with people who are not trying to do anything? Why continue to fight with people? I know that people say, well, you be driving a lot. Okay, I do. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Not one time have I said, oh, I'm out of gas in my car, but I'm good. I'm really, really being careful today because, again, I work quite a bit ways from my job, but I'm good for that. I'm good with that. That's the path that I chose. And you can't make me feel bad about any decision that I've made. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live with it. And I love me some me. And it's not egotistical. It's because God loves me and I love me. But I can love me without trying to make you feel less than. But a lot of people feel less than because they don't really love them. Again, it goes back to the Brianna thing. Why are you all so pressed about her getting her degree? But again, when you don't love or when you're pressed because her getting her degree is showing you that you could have gotten yours a long time ago, but you didn't, it comes out. And I'm not saying that everybody needs a degree, but when somebody gets one, it ain't no need to hate. Celebrate. That's all I'm saying. And if you can't celebrate, then ask yourself why. And let me say this too. There are no friends on YouTube. People can love you and stab you in the back tomorrow. I'm used to it. And it doesn't, it's almost like clockwork. It's almost like clockwork. So why get upset? This is why I tell people don't be on the phones with people. Don't be sharing with people. You don't know these folks. Love the people who you are around. Are there bad people on YouTube? Yes. Are they good people on YouTube? They are. I've met them. I've been on the cruise with some of these people, and they are phenomenal. But I would never put them in a position where something could be severed. Most people who get mad at me, it's because of them. I'm like, because again, I'm a personality. I'm not trying to come up here and befriend everybody, and no, absolutely not. But a lot of these content creators do, and it doesn't end well. Oh, baby, I've lost weight. I'm at my goal weight. I'm at 180. And I'm very happy that I achieved my goal. And that's the goal. And I achieved it because I'm an Aries that way. If I set my mind to it, I'm going to do it. So, yes, I'm good. And I have. Blood pressure down. Don't have to take medicine. Praise God. And everything is well. And as a man at my age, I'm glad. No knee issue, no teeth issues. I'm good. So yes, yes, Ridge Nat. I'm very happy. I am very happy. Come on, FAU. What's up, Creole? Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, let me tell you something. People are never gonna be happy. If you fat, they're gonna get you for being fat. If you skinny, they're gonna get you for being skinny. It's funny. Um, are you still taking the shot? No, 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 not right now because again, I've gotten to my weight loss goal. So no. So now it's just the gym and the calorie count. So I do a lot with the calorie count. And the calorie count is I like some people don't like counting calories. I like it. If I go over 200 calories, I'll deduce 200 calories the next day. So I like that. And then of course, I'm back at the gym. So I will do the gym. I'm doing it twice a week now. I'm trying to get it up to 3 times. But again, I'm trying to do what I need to do. And I'm satisfied. And the person who I'm with is satisfied. And that's all that really matters. Because if I'm not involved with you and if we ain't sleeping together, then yeah. But people will never be satisfied. And again, this is why you have to know who you are. Because people will always have suggestions. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I did it when I was actively engaged in the B sector. But again, I mean, it is what it is. I did it for content. Some of these people do it because they're not happy. But you got to be happy with you. Girl, somebody emailed me and they said, Jay Wilson, they coming for your car. Let me tell you something. I'm going to keep my 2015 hybrid and I'm going to run it till the wheels fall off. Because again, I don't have time to be buying no new car to depreciate. Soon as you drive it off the lot. That's why I will never buy a new car. It will always be a certified used, period. Because it depreciates. And I'm not riding this car to impress y'all. I'm riding this car to get me to point A to point B. And I don't care if they are older models. I take good care of my stuff. So again, let me see. This car is at 213,000 miles and runs like a champ. I ain't getting rid of her until she's ready to go. And she's gonna get an oil change. And the Volvo rarely gets driven, so that's gonna be a nice little bop. I'm not getting cars to impress people. I'm getting cars for transportation. That's all. I'm beyond the age of trying to impress folks. I'm good. That's right, Miss Philadelphia. Look, look. This Volvo is paid, and Lincoln is paid, and the Volvo will be paid this year in December. She'll be paid off, and I don't have no more car notes. I'm good. Nobody ain't trying to impress nobody getting a new car every year. Child by. Baby, the thinking Lincoln works for me, and I'm happy with her. And baby, she's riding like a champ. Something told me to go to Consumer Report and look at what cars were long lasting cars. I mean, I went to Consumer Report, and that's how I buy my cars. So anyway, but yeah, again, you all don't concern. Let me say this: this is on B sector, and this is on real life. Stop concerning yourself with what people think. I wear my clothes because I like the style that I wear. If you don't like it, well, that's fine. You don't have to wear it, but it don't affect me any. And a lot of these people really try to come for your self esteem and put self doubt, and you can't do that to me. I'm sorry, you can't. Can't. And this is why I don't run with some of these people because a lot of them are really insecure with who they are. And insecure people always trying to one up you, and I'm like, you don't got time for that. And it's never a friendship. It's always a competition. It's always I want to be ahead. So again, and that's how it is on this apparatus. And yeah, I'm good. No, because again, you don't negotiate with people in bad faith. And when people work in bad faith, you don't negotiate. And I'm that serious. You don't negotiate with people in bad faith. You just don't. Everything happens for a reason, though. And there's a lesson to be learned out of all of the situations. I truly believe that. But I don't think that was the season. That was for the uplifting of one person and not the whole group. Look at these content creators, you all. I'm being real. I'm not here to control anybody. You don't see ushers. I ain't. People can go anywhere they want to. Just treat my platform with respect, and you can go where you want to. You don't have to. I don't have to like the person. I don't try to limit people where they can go and what they can say and all of that. I don't. But people know for every action, there's a reaction. And I tell people, think short term, think long term. How is this going to benefit you? We just have a lot of short term, quick, I want to get gratification type of people. I don't really care. I ain't perfect. I don't have all the answers, but I will find the answer. I will do the research. Knowledge is power. I don't have to um, diminish your shine to get mine. I think that's silly. That's why I don't do this king of no, I ain't king of nothing. I'm not. Nope. I just come here to do a show. That's it. Um, Again, I am very proud of my humble beginning. I don't know why people try to use that. You can't use that. You can't, because it goes to show you again in America, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. It goes to show you in America that if you do what you need to do, you can make it. Not to say it's gonna be easy, because it's never easy. But if you have a tenacity and a grit and complete things, you can make it. This is why I look at people and I'm like, you ain't the only one who was low wealth or had, I mean, everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people have had challenges and difficulties. But what choices did you make? So, so y'all, Zara had a killer sale, I think last week. And, and let me tell you, Zara's clothes run small for men. So a 32 could actually be a 31, because Zara's clothes really do run small. But in Zara's, so I'm actually between a 31, 32. I'm a 32, 32, but now I can do a 31. But it's really good. And also, some of the clothes that I did have, I donated it to Dress for Success. Um, I don't have a problem with Goodwill. Goodwill does some good work. They do a lot of good training. I just don't like how they do their retail. So I give my clothes to Dress for Success. And Dress for Success helps women and men going to work, and they get into the program. They help them with interviewing skills. They help them with all of that, and they don't sell the clothes. They give those clothes to those people, and the people have to get ready for a job interview, or they're hired on a job and they need more clothing. So Dress for Success helps people with the interview and helps people to have clothing as they are, before their first paycheck, to really do that. I don't have a problem with Goodwill, but Dress for Success aligns more with what I would like. So I do Dress for Success. Coffee beans. I talked about that yesterday. They believe that one of the injured may have been the person who was the culprit. So I talked about that yesterday, and it was in Cyprus. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of things going on. Like I said, you all, and it's still raining here in Texas, and the rivers haven't crested yet, so they're really concerned about that. So it's a lot of weather events going on right now. So yeah. So y'all, what else is happening? I'm almost at my destination. I think there may be some flooding ahead. So after COVID, I stopped it, and I don't think Airbnb is what it is now. Um, this is why you jump on things when it first starts, because after it starts, it becomes more about the people putting money in their pocket, and it becomes less popular. So after COVID, I'm like, I'm good. Airbnb and Uber and Lyft, they worked for me when I needed them to work for me, to be honest. But right now, I'm good. I'm good. With all of this unaliving and no, 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 I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, and I don't think it's worth the time now. They've cut into those people's profits so much that I don't even think it's worth it. And the only time I would recommend somebody to do Uber Eats or DoorDash or Favor if it's in their neighborhood. If you got to go out 5 miles or more, I don't think it's worth it. I think to do it in your neighborhood because it's short runs, I think that's great. But now the market is saturated, and I'm going to be honest, you all. I do think I think Uber Eats, Favor, and those types of things, they're going to do well. But far as driving people now in San Antonio, those self-driving cars are getting people and picking people up. And again, people don't understand that they're trying to really get those self-driving cars to a really safe level, because their whole goal is to take out these drivers and make more profit. Because when you don't have to pay people, you make more profit. Favor it's almost like Uber Eats and DoorDash. So it's a smaller version of Uber Eats and DoorDash. Yeah. So, but I enjoyed it. While Let me tell you something. I enjoyed it while I did it. I was good at it. It was a good entrepreneurial type situation, and I thought it was fun. And again, everything happens for a reason, and you learn something from it. So yeah. Coffee beans. Uh. Nope. If it can't be cooked, baby Jason's Deli don't see me no more because yeah, look. They call it explosive diarrhea. Nope. Nope. If it ain't cooked, yeah, baby, explosive diarrhea, baby. One black lady said she couldn't even leave her house. She couldn't even leave her house, Jesus. I'm like, no, yep, baby, I don't even let them put lettuce on my hamburger or my chicken sandwich. Nope, no lettuce, just the cheese and the meat, please. Put a little condiment on there. No tomatoes. Nope, nope, I'm good. Nope, no, you don't. Nope, nope. Yep. I had a puppy, but she's not a puppy anymore. So nah, she's a full grown dog. Ooh. Okay. Baby, don't put no lettuce on my chicken sandwich. I mean, Chick-fil-A has been, you know, Chick-fil-A don't put nothing on the sandwich anyhow. All they gonna do is put that pickle and the pickle in the bread, okay, and cheese if you request it. So everybody going to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is the place now because yeah, I don't want no onions. I don't want no garlica. No, baby, I'm serious, baby. Jason Deli. I don't do it. I don't do it because this is happening even with the pre-cleaned, you know, the pre-cleaned vegetables and the lettuce. Oh yeah, you know it was a different time back then. Though it was a different time, and people was really having a good. Yeah, people are too different now. So again, I think things change, time changes, and you do what you do. You do what you do. Okay, y'all. So while I was watching this quartet, this black man, this big old black man, and this quartet now they can sing, and the musicians was tearing down, but the song was called "Hold Me," and the man was doing all of this, and then he started grinding. I'm like, is this quartet? What's going on here? I don't know that quartet group, but he always doing the most. He jumping up, and you know what? Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing but a Bree Holly copy. I want to give a shout out to Bree Holly because Bree Holly brought all of their head banging and walking on seats to quartet. And the men now are doing it. But let me tell you with Bree. Now I can deal with Bree kind of carrying on. Cause Bree be carrying on. But it ain't sexual. But this quartet here, the man was talking about hold me. I'm like, what you want to hold? Is it Jesus you want to? Because look like you trying to hold something else. And I'm telling you, and you know what? Church folk be eating that up. They be eating it up. I can't think of that quartet group, but they can sing. But they doing a little extra. I like Bree Holly. I like Bree Holly, her wild self. Now I remember. Let me tell you how I got acclimated or familiar with Bree Holly. When Bree Holly stood on that pew, and that old lady was like, so that's how I got with Bree Holly. But what did Bree Holly go through? I didn't know she'd been through. You know, most people have gone through something. Let me say this: Canton Spirituals brought quartet into the modern age because I love some Cantons. I like Cantons over the Williams brothers, the QCs. Now I'm gonna say this: when it comes to entertainment, nobody can beat Willie Neal in the gospel keynotes. When Willie Neal was alive, I don't care who you are, Willie Neal still, baby, sing Robert, Robert, sing Robert, and Robert be holding that note, and Paul Beasley, let me tell you something. Willie Neal was the man. That East Texas strong, Tyler, Texas. Baby, Willie Neal used to have me in stitches, but I love. So again, I like that kind of carrying on. Ken Spirituals though, them boys was smooth. Ken Spirituals smooth. That song, when will I see you again? Let me tell you something. Woo. And I made it, even though they talking about they ain't have no degree or nothing. I get it. And see, I get it. Everybody ain't gonna get no degree. But he made it. And when he had Albertina Walker on there. Woo! That was hot. So Ken Spirituals. Oh, yeah. Um, so I like Ken Spirituals, and I'm not a quartet person. I don't like quartet that much, but I do like Canton, and I do like Willie Neal. Willie Neal wasn't nothing to play with. Yeah. So yeah, James Hall was at my cousin's church last night. Okay, James Hall. I call him Prince. I call him the Prince of gospel music because he's like Prince to me. Shoot the J, shoot the J. Pancakes. I don't know why James Hall remind me of Prince, but James Hall remind me of Prince. Oh, because he always hitting high notes. Oh. Okay, so let me stop. But James Hall reminds me of Prince. Shoot the J, shoot the J. God won't say yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes to your. Yeah, I like James Hall. I like his music, but I'm gonna tell you what I like. Natalie Wilson, and let me say this: Natalie Wilson, she's a big girl. I like Natalie Wilson because Dark Child actually produced her album, and I like Natalie Wilson more than I like Kurt Franklin. But because Natalie Wilson was a big girl and she was a woman, she didn't get to play like Kurt Franklin did. But if you've never heard of Natalie Wilson, go listen to her stuff. Natalie Wilson is the bop, but she got out of the music industry. And when I tell you that everybody looked like a top model on her album, oh my God. When I tell you they were looking regal on her album, Natalie Wilson. They had the image, they had the sound, but it was church, but yet it was a bop. Natalie Wilson, out of New Jersey. I think she's from the Newark, New Jersey area. I like her much better than Kurt, and I think her music was a little bit more. Her music was original. Kurt at the beginning, originality, but then he started sampling everybody. But Natalie Wilson, she ain't no joke. If you've never heard of her, she's on YouTube, and she's no joke. Yeah, I love Natalie Wilson. So that's a gospel artist that was extremely talented, but because of the system, she said, "I'm out. I'm out." Because the system is really big in gospel music. People don't understand. It's really bad in gospel music. Let me say this: if you can get one of her CDs or stream it, or you want to download some stuff, her stuff is phenomenal. I love Natalie Wilson. Love her, love her, love her, love her. So y'all see that Ghetto Intellect came over. So why y'all think Ghetto Intellect came over? Why you think he came over? Which is really interesting. And Ghetto is always name dropping. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I look at Ghetto and shake my head because Ghetto be saying stuff, and it's like Ghetto, you don't. I know where I went to school. I know your frat brother. I know them, and I was just like, Ghetto, you don't need to. You don't need to say. Yeah, I'm like, you don't need to say all of that, man. Again, I don't. Everything ain't up to be proved. Some people want to prove everything, and I'm like, you don't have to prove everything. You really don't have to prove anything. Long as you know and you good. Yeah, interesting, interesting, interesting. So now we found out. Now I will say this. Now we found out that Ghetto's teeth was knocked out by somebody's elbow and not a basketball. Because how he made it sound like the basketball hit him up in the mouth and knocked his teeth out. But what happened was they were going up, and a guy who was taller than Ghetto was going up at the same time, and Ghetto got hit in the mouth by an elbow, and them teeth came. Well, the teeth, he said they cracked, which is painful. Oh my God, 'cause you got them nerve endings and stuff, and he said they cracked. And so that's what happened. So the basketball didn't hit him in the mouth because he made it sound like the basketball like hit boom like that, like boom, like boom. No, it didn't. He got an elbow. That's what happened. He got an elbow. Yeah, Coffee Beans, your mom will really enjoy Natalie. Her songs are really good. They are bop. Her slow songs are really good. So yeah. Creole Libra Butterfly, why you say no comment? Creole said no comment. Okay. Well, you all, I am at my destination. It took a little longer than I wanted, but it's a lot of slowdowns with all of this water. You know, Texas, we got that turnaround, don't drown. So we try to turn around and not drown because he is sensitive no matter what he will. So you say he too sensitive? He will get mad. Okay. I don't know why. And again, if you always mad, then maybe you need to come. Well, anyway, you can't tell people how to be on YouTube because people are going to be how they want to be. But yeah, yeah. And the people who are always mad, I think people like to be mad because it's content, and you know, and I think that's what a lot of this is. They like it because they like strife. And like I said, I came on, I said what I said. I don't have to put nobody down. I just keep doing what I do. I hear what y'all say. I may comment on it and keep it moving. But anyway, you all, I am heading on out. Oh my God, the daddy, Hal passed away. Oh my God, Hal passed away. I know who. I think that's the daddy, right? Lester. Oh my God. Ooh. Wow. You know, and these people were already a little older when we were watching them. So it's like, yeah, I remember him on so many shows. I remember him on so many shows. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Because he played the cop on Sanford and Son. Smitty and what's his name? So he played the cop on Sanford and Son as well. Um, Chocolate Decadence. You know, Catherine is going to be doing a lot of things. I just don't really Not because I hate her. I just think that she's going through some trauma right now, and yeah, yeah, just pray for her. I don't have anything bad to say about her. Just pray for her. She's going through some challenges right now, and and you all see what's going on. I don't need to explain to you all. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. So all I'm gonna say is I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not trying to put water on a drowning woman. But I hope everything works out for her. Oh my God, y'all hear all that traffic? My. Hold on for a minute, y'all, because I'm going into Uber's office right now. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. But anyway, y'all, I don't have anything negative to say about these people. Um, Coffee beans, though, you know what? Coffee beans, people can't help it. And see, this is the thing. It goes to show you where people were all along. Again, that's what I say. You know, people can sit on your platforms and smile and do all of this stuff, and they don't mean well. Hold on for a minute, y'all. So again, it doesn't bother me because it shows where they are. And for anybody to think that I owed her housing and stability and financial, that's crazy. Um,
Yeah, I look at people and I'm like, are y'all okay? But yeah, and anybody she has an issue with, they're always going to be target number one. So, but I'm like I said, I'm not upset. I just see what people do and how they take advantage of situations, how they leverage people, because they don't see people as people. They see people as opportunity. And this is why I tell people, I don't force nobody to come up on my panel. I don't force nobody to do anything. You come up because you want to come up. Period. So those are my thoughts. But hey, everybody has to do what he or she has to, and like I said, life is good. I don't overthink these things. I let people be who they are, and I let y'all see it. It's a learning lesson. It's truly a learning lesson. You really learn about people and what they will do. And just because people sit on your platform and give you all of these accolades and stuff, that don't mean they like you. That means, and to be honest, she could have been using me. I mean, hey, and that's not the first time. It won't be the last time. But it is what it is, and I'm glad I could be of service if that's the case. But it just shows you people's true intent. Okay, you all, I am back. I am so sorry. I just had to have a little conference, and so that is it. But I am doing well, and so I'm getting ready to head on off. I'm so sorry for having you all hold like that, but take it to my head, not my heart. I do appreciate you all who just stayed, but I am here. And let me say this to you all: love who you are. You can love yourself without diminishing someone else. It's one thing to talk about observed behaviors and choices, and that doesn't mean you're diminishing the person. It means that you're observing. And love you, because when you don't love you, you can't love nobody else. And it's not selfish, it's self care. And I think a lot of people get that mixed up. A lot of people get self care mixed up with ego and arrogance, and it has nothing to do with that, but everything to do with self awareness. I know my shortcomings, I know my strengths, and I work on things according to me. And like I said, sometimes you all share a lot of stuff with these people, and they don't mean you well. And even if they did mean you well, we're in such a toxic environment that these people want blood sport. It's almost like the Hunger Games, and that's what they want. So, you have to be wise enough not to get caught up in that stuff. And even far as what I'm doing now, far as content, what I'm not doing, I'm good with that. And some people may not be good with that, but that's not my problem. That's really not my problem. That's their problem. But I make the decisions of what's best for me. I make decisions of what's best for this platform. And at the end of the day, it's my platform. Just like I don't tell people what to do with their platform because it's their platform, but I have to make those decisions. So I just think those things are important. But thank you all for holding out. And I am going to be out and look forward to seeing what's out there later. I am going to be uh, doing more research in this Daniel Irving case in Dallas, and of course, the Nolan Wells situation. I'm going to be looking into that a little bit more. And there are two other unalivings that is on the radar that a lot of people don't know about yet that I'm going to be looking into. Um, and it raises the question, you know, is relationships good? Because again, it seems like we're seeing a pattern of this. Is this a phenomenon going on? Is this just one off and happen to be some unsavory people with evil intentions, or is this a systematic thing? We just don't know. So I want to look into that, but I do thank you all for indulging me. Hey, Lady Sparkles, good to see you. And I'm going to go ahead and log off right now, but thank you all for showing up. And we will talk later on. Peace and love. Bye.